Well, let's talk about a little bit about Metal Romania, your YouTube channel. How did you come up with the idea of building such a library of bands, concerts, and
It actually happened very naturally. I got a new phone and I go to a lot of concerts, and I'm always I'm always going to concerts, and I'm always wondering, oh, did I see this band before? And what do they sound like? What genre are they? Do I like them? So now that I got my new phone, I thought, well, I can just like record a clip and keep it, and then I see them when I see an advert for them again, I can just go look up from my phone. Ah, okay, that's what they sound like, and I can say to myself, okay, do I want to go or do I not? Do I not really care? So that's how that started, and the, the clips grew in number quite rapidly, and I ran out of space on my phone. And I thought, well, I'm not going to just delete them. I can put them on YouTube. It's like as easy as that. So I put them on there, and I didn't want it on. At first, I just put it on like my YouTube name. And I thought, no, I want to keep it separated because there's lots of crap, and it's gonna just easier to manage. Keep everything in one place that I can find things easier. And that means I had to make a channel. And I look like with the name. Well, it's Romanian metal, so I just reversed the name to Metal Romania. The metal of Romania, and that's the reason the channel exists, and that's why it's there. And still its chief purpose is just for me to have a record of the bands that I've seen, um, so that I can remember them and see, like I said, the next time when I want to have a question, oh, did I
yeah.
see them? Do I like them? Do I want to see them again? Do I want to buy a ticket or a T-shirt or whatever? I can. Oh yes, okay, now I know. And so that's how that started. And to my great surprise, people started watching it. I still, truly, I really don't understand the reasons for this. But after a while, I understood that there's actually a couple of reasons why some people will watch them. Number one, people who are in bands and have recorded them. They
Okay,
want to
yes.
watch them as and like self critique. What do they look like from the audience point of view? Where can they improve? This kind of thing. So a lot of bands have told me, Romanian bands of course, that they use my videos for this. Other times, people tell me that they watch my videos because, like me, they see an advert for bands and they, okay, what do they look like? What do they sound like? And because my videos might be the most recent,
Yes, yeah.
that my video comes up and they watch it. Oh, okay. Um, I don't know that this accounts for even half of the people that watch my videos. So the rest, I don't know. I can't explain that.
Well, I was using the term library, and yes, I was right. You started the channel as a library for yourself. You're still using it as a library for
Yeah.
yourself, but also it became a library for a lot of people. Maybe some of them never met you in person,
Mhm.
and they're using it for the exact same purpose, for discovering bands, for seeing what they did during the last shows, and yeah, discovering, documenting, and virtually listening to the bands they like or the bands they don't know and they want to discover. And speaking about this, because you have a lot of friends in bands in Romania, guys playing. You have a lot of friends, and they told you explicitly, like, we watch your videos to see how is our show from the audience's
Yeah.
point of view. Do you have some favorite bands or bands you follow, like you find out that they have a show like in 2 weeks time or something, and you buy the ticket because you like them and you want to attend?
Yeah. There's a lot of bands that I will do that. We spoke about Toate.
Yes.
I'm always glad to see them. Um, I'm going to talk about Romanian bands in general, not only black metal, although this is my favorite genre. This is just a tree. We've also spoken about
Yes.
them. The band Gothic. I
Yes.
enjoy them.
Yes.
Tiny, Insepultus, Bukovina, Dark Fusion. Um,
Quite a few, yeah.
there's quite a number of them.
Yeah, you were speaking also about linear disorder that
Linear Disorder,
you like them very much.
Through Austral, God, the Barbarian Horde, Darken My Grief, um, Neon Prophecies. There's a there's a band, they're not black metal. They play like a sort of I don't know what genre to call it really, like grunge or something like this. Called Tragic.
Tragic, yeah.
And there's something about they especially the first CD, really fucking enjoy it. Really enjoy it. I have a battle jacket that I've made that is only Romanian bands. So I've got patches all over it, and really that's it. I mean it as a tribute to those bands because I really like what they do. In my opinion, they make really really good music, and I've said I'm very lucky before, but I'm even luckier because it's been my great fortune to be able to meet most of them and talk to them, and now I'm friends with a lot of them, and they're 99% of them are just like ordinary guys like you and me. They just happen to play in a band. That's their hobby. That's their passion, and they really, for the most part, they're just really cool guys, and they're always happy to. If I have a question about, oh, what does this song mean, or whatever, or how did this song come about, or whatever, they're always happy to talk about it. So I'm very lucky from that point of view as well. So, if people get value from the YouTube channel and the Facebook page, yeah, good. But I'm not doing this for likes or um, follows or any of that crap.
You're not financially motivated because
No,
it is
it's
supposed
okay.
to be
Well,
a library.
first of all, it's never going to become that successful. I'm quite sure of this. And the
We
second,
can never know. We can never know.
no,
Like in 2 years' time, and you have a
nah,
lot of bands, you have a lot of concerts. Some of them you recorded sitting in a little bit in the back, or some of them you recorded sitting almost in the front row. And yes, there is a lot of concerts. I know because I follow your channel, and I've watched some, even though I was there. But sometimes it's very good and pleasant to remember, like, oh, it was like that.
yeah,
And
that's
you
another
didn't
reason.
start it like 10 years ago or something like that. It's a pretty recent channel, but
Well, I bought
there
my
are a lot of bands there and a lot of concerts, and you've covered not only the smaller venues in Bucharest, but also some bigger festivals in Romania.
Mhm.
And it's a very useful source of good music, not only for people that know or attend the concerts, but also for your younger audience that want to investigate a little and to make an impression on the phenomenon, or for people that physically, by no stretch of imagination, from various reasons, can't attend the events. Like some of them,
Yeah,
maybe they have children or something, and they can't come
mhm.
to every concert like us. And from my point of view, also, as you said at the very beginning, it's a library, it's a
Yeah.
source of information. It's something for the future, and that's why I'm saying, because I've seen a lot of YouTube channels, not necessarily music related, that grew up in time because the audience was there, and and they offered their support and they watched the videos, and the channel grew, and after some time it became monetized, and the creators started receiving some amounts of money from YouTube, because it's their policy. I don't know. It might happen,
Uh,
but I know it's not your motivation.
no,
On the other hand,
absolutely not.
if you keep this trend, and the content will grow like it did so far, yeah, you have all chances to become a big channel, because I'm guessing that some of the guys abroad, we were talking about bands from other countries, might know your channel, and for documentation purpose, access the channel, watching the concerts.
I can't really see that. I mean, the reality is I'm using a smartphone.
Yeah,
It's not okay. It's a good.
it's not
It's
a professional
it's a
camera.
good
Like,
smartphone, but
yeah,
it's not a professional camera. It doesn't have good sound. I'm standing in one place with a selfie stick. I don't. My intention is not to film the entire concert. What I usually do is record 3 songs or 10 minutes.
okay, yeah,
I try. I, if I really like what I'm hearing, we'll record more.
yeah,
If it's a band that I really like, that I know I like them, I might do the whole concert. But I'm not at concerts to film. I film, okay, I've got enough that I can now, I've got a fair representation, I've got like 3 songs, which should be a fair representation of
yes,
their style.
yeah,
And usually that's enough. Like I said, if I like what I'm hearing, I'll record more. Generally, the longer the video, the more I liked it. Generally, it's not always true. Sometimes I just feel like recording. Sometimes I don't.
yeah. Even if you like the band, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
The bands that I really know and like and enjoy, I will try to get one full show like once a year, or if there's an album
hmm,
release or lineup change
okay,
or
yeah,
something, I might do another one. But like I said, I'm not there to film concerts. I don't attend concerts to film. Put
yeah.
it that way. That's,
Of course, being in the audience, the main purpose is to feel good and to enjoy the music, not
yeah,
necessarily to do a job. Because
yeah,
technically, while you're filming, you're standing still, waiting with the phone, and afterwards, yeah, you can have a beer, you can go out and discuss, meet people and something, but you're almost working. If you're filming, you're almost
yeah.
working.
I really, really, really do not want this
To become a
to
job.
even give me the feeling that it might become a job.
Yeah,
I do it because I like to. I can still watch the band. Obviously, I've got to
of
watch the
course,
band
of course.
while they're playing. I could still got a hand free to drink beer. So, like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, but it's
And
not definitely not a job.
10, 15
Yeah,
minutes, usually that's enough. I can put it away and I can enjoy it like everybody else.
yeah,
But the intention is just to have that record that I can go back and have a look at. What is this band about?
mm-hmm,
What
hmm,
style are they? How many are there on stage? How do they perform on stage? Is there interaction? What? All of these things I can just see. That's the intention.
exactly, exactly. And as we were talking earlier, it's also useful for the bands, because it's much easier to show them the film than telling them about, like, yeah, it was like that, and it appeared
Yeah,
like. you were not in a very good mood and it sounded bland or something. You want to see? Yeah, here, this is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Like, this is you on stage. Uh, yes, there are some other channels on in Romania on YouTube doing almost the same thing, but from my point of view, yours is one of the better ones because you have the structure, and you also say for each and every one, like, I filmed this band at that time in that place,
Yes. Yeah.
and and you can relate all the bands that were there that evening. So even if you're not attending the concert, you can have a very good idea what happened during that day, that particular evening, at that particular venue. For me, for some events I wasn't present, it was a very useful source because even with 3 songs, yeah, I can have an idea. Like most of the bands I already know, like nothing new because some of them I know since 10 years, 15 years for all those bands, or something like that. But there there are some events I can't attend sometimes, and especially talking about some festivals outside of Bucharest. Like we were talking about places I usually go, like Kumpulung for Posada or Râșnov for Ref, for Rockstar Extreme Fest. But there are some festivals I've never been to, like way too far in Bistrița.
Mhm.
But you were there and you told me stories and you had some photos and pictures and films and yeah. So for me it's also important because there is information available getting from YouTube, from your channel.
Yeah, there are other people doing the same kind of thing, and in my opinion, they're probably doing a better job than me because I'm just recording raw.
Yeah,
I don't edit nothing. What I see is what you get.
exactly
Whereas
my point. I know.
other people are doing the more artistic thing and getting
More professional thing, not
more
yeah, editing and yeah.
editing, um, getting sometimes they get crowd response and just doing the same thing but in a different way. And
Yes.
no, I think that I don't feel like I'm like some people have joked that I'm like myself and one of these guys we've been together. We were at Rockstadt, we were at Google, we were at Symphonic, we were at Posada
Hmm.
together. So like we we good friends, and we were talking together, and some other guy came up and said, "Oh, are you competing?" No. You do different things.
Competing in why?
I
No.
just get the facts. He does the artistic thing, and he goes around and he gets the crowd, and his videos are more interesting to watch, I think. Whereas mine are for people who just want to know, okay, what does this band look like? What do they sound like? What do
Exactly.
they look like on stage?
Not necessarily having a show because obviously you're not there to
Yeah,
watch the entire show, but yeah, some editing and it creates a different
yeah. I think
perspective on the event. But
there's room for everybody.
yeah,
Oh,
it's not about competition, and
no.
I know that because there's no need to. As a matter of fact, you're not competing for first prize like YouTube is gonna come and give you the gold
I said
medal for.
I I like it when people join the channel, but I'm
Mhm.
not. This is not a motivator at all. Like
Yeah.
the only reason I was pleased that I got over, I think it was 300 subscribers, is because if you have less than this, YouTube places restrictions on what you can live stream.
Hmm.
So you can only, if I remember correctly, I could only live stream like for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But once I broke 300 subscribers, it's like, oh, you can do whatever you like.
Exactly.
So that's the only that's the only reason that I'm glad
That.
of subscribers. But
Yeah.
otherwise,
That is a very good
it's
thing.
not a motivator.
Exactly.
Not my intention at all.
A very good thing if you know that someone really wants to see a concert and you are at that concert and that person cannot attend, streaming it, like, okay. But yeah, I remember that it was last year, because you you had like 400 subscribers in 3 months or something like that. It was extremely
Ah,
fast.
that was Cora.
Okay.
I woke up one morning and like messages, this subscribe, and like what the hell?
What happened? What happened during the night? I mean, what happened? Yeah, where does the subscriber base comes from?
Cora made a post on Facebook, like, you know,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
here's this channel, go and support it. And being the good people that they are, the good friendly people they are, they one of them did that. And so like,
All right. It was
so
with a
it
little
was a
a little
pleasant
bit of help, but
a,
still it happened,
a,
and it happened naturally
a
because
pleasant surprise. But again, this is not my motivation. I'm not in it for the Facebook likes or the YouTube subscribers. I've said the subscribers were useful because of the limitations of YouTube.
yes, yes,
But
it
whether
was
I have,
a very big step forward, like real help,
yeah,
a real help.
that was a
But
help.
on the other hand, even if someone intervened, like you mentioned Coro, yeah, even if someone intervened and others probably, it was not like something wrong. It was let's just do something for ourselves because meanwhile, okay, the number can be greater or smaller, the subscriber base, but we're doing something for the community because we're all virtually using the platform and we have access to that information. Like anyone can watch your videos and make an idea and have some help in case they want to study or to discover a certain band or
Ah,
investigate a little bit about a particular festival or series of concerts or something like that.
if it helps to do that kind of thing, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's useful for the community. It's useful eventually for the newer generation, and that's why I was saying that
And
I hope
maybe
your channel will grow bigger because it can become even better source for those that don't know about the channel. Maybe YouTube will promote it further. Like,
maybe one day when I'm old and grey, I can look back at my channel. Oh, I remember that concert.
yeah, why not? After all, that was the main purpose for which you have built this channel
Well, not for when
and
I'm older.
started
I'm never getting
uploading.
old and grey, but
You're not
uh,
okay. From to ask you something more culturally related because you're from South Africa. You lived in Russia before. How was it for you coming to Romania, having no prior experience to what Romania is, and moving technically from uh, a country that is a big, huge country and having its particular traditions and uh, culture, to Romania, which is completely different because it's a Eastern European country still, but completely different from Russia, where you lived for 8 years. And I suppose you were well accustomed and familiar with Russian culture and traditions and all that, living in a big city like Moscow and having access to a lot of things Russia related.
for me, it was quite easy. I've had a different life than most people in that I've moved around a lot, even in South Africa. I grew up in Durban, then I went to work in what's called the Natal South Coast. Then from there I went to another town called Bishu. From there to East London. From there to Pretoria. I mean, this is during the course of 13 or 15 years or so.
Yeah.
So the idea of packing up and moving to a new place wasn't new. So when I got the chance to go work in Moscow, it wasn't like,
What am I going
what
to
am
do?
I going to do? How am I going to do this? Like I've done it before, it's just a longer distance.
Precisely.
And the same way,
Yeah.
the same thing applies coming from Russia to here. Like I said, the company literally asked, my company literally moved here and they said, do I want to go with? And I said, okay. That was it.
Fine by me.
No.
Okay.
Whatever, let's go.
As compared to other cities like Pretoria, which is also a capital city, and Moscow, which is also a capital city but much larger. What do you think about this city, this capital? Besides the traffic.
You haven't seen traffic. Moscow has traffic.
Yeah.
Bucharest does not.
Well, that's a good point.
No, I've never been particularly worried about where I live. I've lived in some pretty, I would use the word scaly, but I don't know if that translates. I've lived in cities where many people would not choose to live. In South Africa, I mean.
Yeah.
When I said I've moved around, some of these cities have been
You told me some stories.
less than nice. But I was young and I had a gun and whatever, let's go. I had my own car. So
Yes.
I wasn't really scared. The salary was good. And, okay, we'll go.
Like, yes.
You develop certain, I was going to say like certain skills. It makes you sound like an assassin.
Or abilities, rather.
No, you just maintain an awareness of what's going on around you.
And try to avoid any danger.
The main thing in South Africa, especially today, but even back then, is crime. Crime comes in all colours and is everywhere, in all places.
Yeah.
So you just develop, like nowadays, people walk around with their cell phone right here. You do that in South Africa in the wrong place, you are getting robbed or killed. Straight away.
Yeah.
So you learn
not to go to that area.
No, sometimes you have to go to that area. That's where you live.
If
that's
you
where
have
you
to,
work.
you have to, but you don't have
But
to go with the phone in your hand.
You learn by watching what happens to others. Oh, he did that and that didn't end well. I will learn from that mistake and not do that.
And exactly, not repeating.
And and just, I would say common sense, but it's not common sense. I mean, it's not reasonable, for example, to expect a Romanian to have the same kind of sensibilities as a South African, because you don't have this issue in Romania. There's no ways you can prepare yourself to go and live in South Africa. You have to. It takes time to acquire these things. When you're walking, you're not like, oh, what's going to happen? You just maintain it away, like when you're driving.
Yeah.
A good analogy is probably when you're driving. A good driver will know where the other cars are, even behind them, without always having to look in the mirror. You look like every 2-3 seconds, whatever, and you know, okay, this car's coming. In 2 seconds, I need to move over to let it go past, or like whatever. You don't need to watch, and when it comes up behind you, it's never a surprise. You know it's coming.
Yeah.
Same thing, but just more like security and crime. But take that concept and apply it to walking down the street, and you don't know who the criminals are. Which one of these people in this street are waiting to try to rob you? You don't know. They don't have a sticker on their forehead like
thief,
I'm the thief,
robber. Exactly.
So you just maintain this awareness, and thieves are generally opportunistic. They will prey on somebody who's got their eyes on their cell phone because they can be easily surprised. Surprise is 90% of any battle.
Yeah.
Even militaries, they like to surprise one another.
Exactly. Yeah.
Same thing happens in crime. So you just learn to try to not be surprised. And you just do common sense things like keeping your eyes open and being aware of what's around you.
Exactly.
And also
Mind the surroundings,
and also
because it can be dangerous.
projecting this to the thieves that are watching, see that they know they've been seen.
Yeah.
I see you. They've lost the element of surprise. Instantly, you become a less appealing target.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that was a very long detour.
Yeah, but
But
we
so
can get it.
that's
You like Romania because you don't have to be like radar
yes.
all day,
Da.
minding the surrounding,
I
not to be
still
robbed,
I still
attacked,
try
or
to maintain
yeah,
these habits, although of course
they're useful sometimes.
it is a useful thing to do, or
And
a useful skill to have, and to try to practice it. I
yeah,
when I'm walking, you will never see me walking and reading.
well,
You will never see that. Not only am I going to
here we
bump
have
into a tree or
we have
something, but
well, not necessarily a tree, but there are
or
a lot of people doing that on the street while crossing, and we still have cars on the public roads because it's common
who could
and it's
imagine?
usual.
Who could imagine?
You
Yeah,
got hit by a car. Oh, tough luck. You were watching your phone instead of paying attention to what's happening around
exactly,
you.
exactly.
And I've seen that a lot. And it's not only young people, kids, or also older people got used to mobile phones, to smartphones, and they're using them, reading whatever they're doing while circulating on the sidewalk. And sometimes they need to cross and they won't stop. And I can't understand why, but it happens. So,
Yeah.
from this point of view, there is a very good piece of advice you gave us. Mind your surroundings. Maybe some guys
Another
watching this will pay attention
another
to the advice.
another big difference between South Africa and here. Okay, look, you can be robbed anywhere, even here.
Yeah, it happens.
The
It happened to me.
difference is you're like much more likely to live to tell about it here.
Exactly.
You'll be poorer, but you'll be alive. South Africa, there's very little regard for human life.
Yeah.
They will shoot you first,
And
and
then
then
rob you
and
of
then
your
wonder
wallet,
how
your
much
phone.
money
Yeah.
did you have. Oh, only $10. You're still dead. Whether you had $10 or 1,000, you're still dead.
Yeah.
You never get that opportunity to hand over your money and like back away and live. Oh, bang, you're dead. Oh, only $10. Oh well,
Tough luck.
no,
A bad day. Yeah, precisely. And that's
that's a big difference.
yeah,
It's
a
big
very
difference.
big difference because here in Europe, and I'm talking for Russia also, there is a different respect of the law. And you told me some stories about your time back in South Africa and those places. You said it wasn't quite that safe, and yeah, there is a big difference. And on the other hand, totally agree with you. There are a lot of guys coming from different corners of Europe that said that okay, maybe it's not the nicest place on earth, the cleanest city, the whatever. But still, Bucharest is a very good place to live, and we've been here
Yeah.
for a week or something. Like even guys playing in bands from other countries. But Bucharest is nice and it's safe. It could be better, it could be more,
Oh, yeah.
but still it's safe, and that's a plus.
That's a big plus.
Yeah, and kids appeared like it was to be expected. They have a lot of ground here,
Yeah.
playing ground. actually we met at 1 o'clock, and that wasn't exactly a family hour. Like I suppose, yeah. Now
Oh,
it
it's
is.
4:15.
Yeah. Now it's the time when I suppose a lot of people come to have a drink and
Let
eat a
their
pizza
let
or
their
something,
kids run around,
and let their kids run
get
around
drunk.
because they have a lot of not get drunk. Like he's like last year with the bottle of vodka, which like the other guys in the band were like, I don't feel particularly in the mood to drink, and they had a taste of it, and that's it. And Dagis was afterwards with the whole bottle, like, "Ooh, all for me!" And for 2 hours, he stood like this on the table with plates of food at his left and at his right, and but he was not able to lift up his head and eat. Like he was that drunk.
I've been probably that drunk before.
Yeah, you can.
I've got so drunk I I couldn't walk properly. I made the mistake. I met an old Russian friend in Moscow,
Yeah.
and I know he's a fucking piss cat. Hey, let's go have some
Come on
vodka.
over,
And I
let's
thought,
have
all
a
right,
drink.
we'll just have one or two, but no, Jesus Christ,
One or two bottles.
shots.
Bottles.
Da.
Like if you said in order to earn their trust, you must drink with them. Yeah, I suppose like
No, we were already good friends. We'd
yeah,
already done this.
him, yeah. But other
Fuck,
guys, you only met.
fucking. I don't think there's one other time that I've got really, 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 really fucking drunk like that. But that was with a Ukrainian that I worked with, and that was some time ago. But those are the I think that's 2 times the most drunk I've ever been.
Yeah, it's on the very principle. Like if you're not drinking, you're not human. It is a sort of mentality that
No,
existed in.
it's like you step into a time warp. You have like one. Okay, Russians drink it like in a shot
Yeah,
glass,
yeah,
and with a glass of orange juice or tomato juice or something, you shoot the vodka, you wash it down with whatever, and then after that you talk and you eat a little bit, and then somebody will say, "Oh, toast," and then you do it again.
yeah.
After the third time, you enter it like a time warp, and it catapults you like 3 hours and 3 bottles of vodka in the future. You all of a sudden, Jesus fuck, how did that happen?
Yeah. Like we used to have 3 bottles of vodka. Where are they? You've drunk them, huh?
That literally happened. I bought I bought 3 bottles of not vodka. Fuck. It's called. It's vodka like, except it's got pepper. Um,
So it's flavored, but it's still vodka. It's
it's
still
no,
a
it's
spirit. It's
vodka.
it's
It's
some sort of a liquor.
it's fucking like I don't know 40-50%, whatever vodka is, but it's really strong pepper.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's hot vodka,
yeah. I
spicy.
prefer it to normal vodka because normal vodka tastes like shit.
That I suppose it
This
goes
stuff,
very well with tomato juice.
exactly,
Yeah. Huh?
exactly.
He's a big fan of Bloody Mary. His
This
favorite
stuff,
cocktail.
I will think of the name. I bought 3 bottles to take with me. We went to a wedding in Kiev by train. I bought 3 bottles to take back because, like, I'm not a vodka
After three
drinker.
hours, where are my bottles of vodka?
I'm not a vodka drinker, but like, you can't get it here. So I'll buy 3 bottles, and when we have friends round, oh, look what I've got. Oh, Jesus Christ. I woke up the next, or not that same evening, and
Where's the vodka?
literally, where are they? I remember opening one. No,
But
that's horrible stuff.
yeah, well, it figures because vodka is not beer. Like this is under 10% alcohol. The strongest beer you can buy in a regular market is under 10%. Vodka is at least 40. So, and if you're drinking like that with a shot, yeah, it it figures. Like
And we
it happened
didn't
to me also. But
if I
when I was
remember
20,
correctly, like we planned on opening one bottle, so we bought like 1 liter of tomato juice and some salami and things like to eat
yeah,
afterwards. But of course, like after the first bottle, the tomato juice was finished. They didn't stop us.
it was only shots.
Shots and salami
Oh,
and meats and like whatever I don't even remember what we bought. The next day, like a fucking
Jesus
hangover
Christ.
of note.
Yeah,
I remember
after 3 bottles of vodka, right?
and it was the two of us. We drank 3.
And you are going to a wedding in Kiev.
No,
So,
coming back.
coming back. But I suppose like at the wedding, you still have some drinks at the wedding.
Yeah, but I mean, this was. We went there. I think the wedding was that evening, and then we had a day, and then the train was like the next morning, or it was some deal. I don't remember.
So you
exactly.
had a pause, and
A little
afterwards,
pause,
yeah.
and then afterwards the train. But the train was. Oh, fuck.
On the other hand, that sounds interesting. I never had vodka with pepper,
It's
and I've never
it
seen
has a
in
special
Romania.
name. It's not sold here because I've looked. At some point, I'll remember what it's called.
Yeah. There is a chain of stores called Bucharest. They bring products from Moldova, and
We
they
went
have
there. We went to one of them once.
cognac and
I
vodka and
don't
whatever.
remember if we looked.
No, they don't have this sort of liquor. After all, if it's vodka flavored with pepper, it's some sort of a liquor.
You do get there's a manufacturer called Nemirov, and they make a whole
Nemirov,
range.
yeah,
But the one they sell has got honey, and
yeah.
it's honey and this hot and honey.
Ooh,
It's not bad, but it's not the best. In my opinion, okay, I don't like vodka at all. But if I have to drink it, I will drink the hot one with tomato juice, because it just tastes
yeah.
the
It
best.
sounds really good. It sounds.
And it's really hot. It's like
I'm a fan of
worse than Tabasco.
spicy. Yeah, I'm a fan of spicy. So it really sounds very good for me.
And some
But
of
I've
them
never
even
seen
have
it.
like chilies floating in the bottle. I will think
I have an idea.
if I don't
Homemade.
if I don't think of it, I will think of what it's called.
Yeah, because we have access. We can find peppers, hot peppers, at the market. Like,
I'm not sure, but I think you have to make it with. You can't just add pepper at the end. And, no, you have to
probably,
actually make
yeah.
this thing with the peppers from
I,
the beginning.
I can bet there is a technology behind it, but since we don't have access, on the other hand, it sounds very good. Like
And
I've
if I
never thought
remember
of
what
that.
it's called, we can Google it.
Yeah. Besides Bucharest,
Actually,
the
maybe I can
the
Google
stores,
it. Let's finish this first.
yeah, there are also some Russian stores specialized. The prices are through the
Yeah,
roof,
yeah.
extremely expensive,
I
but
said
they
we've been.
have real Russian products.
There was one in Mosolo Street. Somewhere in Mosolo. There was one.
There is one at around the 1st of May's market.
Could be. I'm sure there's more than one, but
There are
I've
several,
been
yeah.
to the one in Mosolo.
And maybe they have some sites we can look for. We'll investigate after because it really sounds very good. I've never thought of that. Like, I know liquors of some sorts, but liquor made out of vodka, which is neutral spirit, with hot peppers, never crossed my mind. Like, yeah, ah. And with tomato juice, and I mean,
It's the least
yeah,
worst vodka.
he knows because he drank in one trip with the train 3 bottles. And I mean, way to go, man! It's
Oh, never again.
one of the worst drunken moments of your life. You said
It
of
was.
two,
Yeah,
of two, yeah.
yeah. I. Besides these two, I don't remember ever being that drunk. I mean, by quite a distance.
Well, it happened a lot during my youth. Like it it used to be different because the society was different, and I had some 60% alcohol palinka from Maramuresh, and that is like vodka X3, 60%. It burns your throat as you drink it. It burns your throat, but the aftertaste you can feel the fruits, which is
Rini,
made out of.
Rini gave me some Olinka once here. That just after
After
COVID,
a course, yeah,
just after COVID, they played here, and he gave me some. It was the least worst Polinka I've ever had.
the least was.
Yeah, I don't like Polinka
Why? Why not?
because
Why not,
same
brother?
reasons I don't like vodka. It tastes like shit.
Vodka is not necessary. For me, vodka has no taste, almost no taste. You can feel a little bit the grain, but just a little bit. It's completely neutral.
No,
Like
water is neutral.
water is neutral. That's why we're drinking beer.
Actually, the
So
word the word vodka actually comes from water, or water
voda,
comes from
voda
vodka.
and vodka.
They
Ah,
they linked etymologically.
voda.
If you go look
They
at
added a
etymology,
K, and that's it. Uh, Etymologically, it's little water, vodka, smaller water.
well, generally in Russian, Ki is indicates diminutive.
Yeah,
Vodka is Ka,
yeah,
not I.
yeah. But the word exists before the modern structure
Ah,
of the
maybe.
languages,
Uh,
and it's something related, plainly related to water, like different or because you obtain it by uh, mashing the grain, adding water in order to obtain the fermentation, and distill it. So technically, you're fabricate the little water by fire. So you're condensing the water which was mixed with the grains in order to obtain the alcohol. So water was involved as for whiskey because whiskey is the same thing, only that whiskey is obtained a little bit differently. In order to have whiskey, you have to store it in barrels for very long times. In order to have vodka, you have to distill the product and filter it several times. But yeah,
we're going to do this.
yeah.
So our best concerts, festivals.
Well, the best concert and festival I had several which were amazing completely for me. I was saying earlier about Black Sabbath at London, their farewell tour, and I've seen like it was the last leg of their tour in Europe. I've seen the concert in London, and it was outstanding with Ozzy in full force, and it was something different. Like it was their show, their farewell tour, I never thought that I would have this chance of because they're not regularly coming to Romania, right? Never, and I've never supposed that I will have a second chance to see a concert, a Black Sabbath concert, and it was outstanding in London. But for the same reasons, there are several other concerts I can fondly appreciate and commemorate because I've also seen Dio, and since he passed away, now it would be impossible to see him again. I have also seen Motorhead, and because Lemmy passed away, also
You
it will
need to
be
stop
impossible.
going to concerts.
Why? Because people died? Oh, for God's sake! No, it's not my fault. I swear I have nothing to do with it. Yeah, but it's true. Like I've seen some. I have ever seen Linkin Park, and Chester
Yeah.
died also, and not only that, but yeah, uh, and for the Motorhead concerts I've been to, and always appreciated the band and all the concerts I've been to, and I remember them all like something special for me. It was also I'm a big Motorhead fan. For whatever it counts, yeah, it's something special. I do remember them, and I'm very glad that I made it and I was at those particular concerts, no matter where they were, like several countries. But yeah, very very special for me. For the unicity, it was Black Sabbath because I've only seen them once, and Dio with Tommy Iommi and Heaven and Hell, the band I was talking earlier about them. Also because I've also seen Dio only once in Bulgaria. But yes, I suppose it is a thing to see a band you really want to see, to appreciate the concert, and finding out maybe 2 years, 3 years after that the guy you've seen on stage is dead.
Mm.
It's life after all. It happens, and like a lot of our idols, remembering what we had before, like maybe when growing up, Kurt Cobain was a guy I appreciated during my youth, and he died during my youth, and others. Yeah. So for you, which was it? Or if it's a
Um,
class, like for me, the one.
I think best my best concert is a difficult choice. Um, my all time favorite band is Iron Maiden. They played in Moscow in 2008, maybe 2009 before I left, and it was called the Somewhere in Time tour,
Yeah.
and they played all the old classics. Um,
Yeah.
we spoke a little bit about my first experience with Iron Maiden being the Live After Death album. This was the closest thing I will ever come to of seeing that concert because they came on. They started with Churchill's speech and Aces High, then Power Slave, and then The Trooper, which are the first songs also of Live After Death. And after that, Bruce came on stage, and I don't remember the exact words, but he says like, "Yeah, we had a pretty good tour back in 1985, and we're gonna pretty much do that again." Yes. And so I've seen the Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. I've seen it live, and I've always dreamed of seeing just that song played
Yeah,
live,
yeah.
because it's such an epic, it's such an awesome song, and I will never forget that. When he said, I would never forget two things. When he referenced this Live Off the Earth tour and the live album, and I knew what was coming next. And I was like, oh fuck yes! And then they played Brian with A. Shimon, and they had the smoke and the lights coming down and the, everything. It was like, oh,
Yep.
that's probably my best, the one that I've really felt the most, because I love that. I love that band. I love that album. It's wow. In terms of, well, I was going to say like in terms of enjoying, but I don't know exactly how to explain what I mean. Enjoying it in a different way was Rammstein when they were here in 2013.
Yeah.
That show
At
was
Romensburg.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was wow. It was awesome. Like the pyrotechnics
Tuborg Sonic Festival. Epic. Epic.
and that was also like 2 weeks after or 2 weeks before Iron Maiden were also here at the same
Yeah,
time.
but Iron Maiden was at the Constitution Square, and
Are you
those,
sure?
yeah,
I think it doesn't matter. Anyway, so that was a really good
it
month.
was an outstanding period for concerts.
But that Rammstein show,
Yeah.
wow, really amazing. In terms of Romanian concerts, you, um, this this is not really a cop out, but every time I have that, I see a band for the first time, and I have that like wow moment.
Yeah.
That's always awesome. It's always awesome. When of like 2 or 3 songs, or it doesn't matter how long it takes, you have that like, oh wow, it just like makes sense. Everything like kicks into place, and like, oh wow, this is awesome.
The revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And again, I've been very lucky. I've had a number of these moments. Rotting Christ, when they were here, right here, last year, it's about a year ago, or maybe more, or was it last winter? The last time that they were here, that was awesome. I don't know if I had just the right amount of alcohol, or I don't know, but wow.
No,
I mean,
it
like,
was just them.
I'm not big. I'm not built for mosh pits, but I was in the mosh pit.
Right.
There's a couple of other concerts where, again, alcohol was involved, so I'm not sure how much should really, how much that should really count. I always enjoy Dirty Shit when they play. They just got this energy, and they're all excited and they're all happy. They just make you feel happy when you watch them. I really enjoy that. I can't think of any other really. This year Rochdale, just the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I usually you come home and you can think, oh, that was a really awesome concert or festival. But this year, for me, I was really sad to come home, and the concert, the festival didn't carry on. I don't know. It was something about it, just the vibe, the atmosphere. I met so many people, and like everywhere I went to, cheers.
Precisely. Like everyone was telling me
It
after.
was just, I don't know what about it. It was
Exactly my point.
wow.
Everybody on Monday was telling me like, yeah, it was tiring and it was a lot, and for me, from my point of view, it would have worked for 3 more days like this.
Yeah.
Like Come on, bring it. Or maybe 10 days, just to be sure. You know, like 10 sacred.
For me, my routine during the festival was like wake up at whatever time of the morning, get some coffee, have some breakfast, then go off to the festival. I took the next week off from work. So my routine was like wake up at whatever time, have coffee, have breakfast, but there's no festival to go to.
That's
That
a
really
shame.
sucked.
Yup.
That really sucked.
It was on, where is my phone? YouTube. Come on. Right, precisely. But it's different when coming back home after the festival, and I've heard a lot of people saying that it's some sort of a depression, like it's a syndrome, post-festival depression. It doesn't matter that it's a 3 day festival or a 6 day festival like Rockstad was. It is a depression afterwards because you must re-enter an atmosphere which is foreign because you get so much so deep into the festival that your previous life becomes alien.
You just
And
forget about it. Just
exactly,
you're in another
com-
universe.
completely changed perspective. And when coming back home to stable rules, to a different style, it's foreign. You're not no longer there. It's like something that it's familiar, but only quite
That's the first time I've ever experienced
a
something
very
like that.
sort of
And I've been to
alienation.
a lot of festivals. That's the first time that this has happened.
Well, it happened to me last year also at Rockstad. It happened after Posada also. Like for me, it's not something new. It happens every year, and exactly the cause is that because you get used to it, having a different program every day, and being there for the music in the afternoon and in the evening and during the night, a part of the night. Sleep, forget about it. Maybe alcohol is involved more or less, but it's the atmosphere, it's the things you do, the music you hear. And because of that, yeah, coming back home and listening to something to YouTube is completely different and not that good. As a matter of fact, it's not only the presence, the physical presence, but also the quality of the moment. Because it's different listening to some electronic device or being in front of the stage.
I'd like to thank Art Metal Fun for the opportunity to do this interview. It's been a lot of fun. Um, I'm very grateful for everything. I'm grateful for well, being able to experience all the Romanian shows that I do. Um, and I hope it continues. I hope it actually gets better, and I hope all the bands can. I hope that the whole industry can improve and get better and give more back to the bands that really put in a lot of work and they sing their asses off and they really they play their hearts out and I hope it can benefit them as well even more. I'd like to thank Art Metal Fun for the opportunity to do this interview. It's been a lot of fun. Um, I'm very grateful for everything. I'm grateful for well, being able to experience all the Romanian shows that I do. Um, and I hope it continues. I hope it actually gets better, and I hope all the bands can. I hope that the whole industry can improve and get better and give more back to the bands that really put in a lot of work and they sing their asses off and they really they play their hearts out and I hope it can can benefit them as well, even more.
Thank you very much, Art Metal Fun, for having us, and see you next time.